Plaintiff Emmanuel Webb was friends with the defendant, and he claims the defendant is 45, but acts like he's 25. Emmanuel claims he and the defendant went to a strip club and they spent $1,500 in 1 hour, but he's suing his former friend for rent and late fees. Defendant Michael Duran says he went to prison for 15 years for drug trafficking. And after he got out, he and Emmanuel partied together every night. Michael insists Emmanuel is suing for more than he owes.
Start with you.
So I met Michael through a mutual friend about a year ago. And Michael, he's the life of the party. He's 45, but he acts like he's 25.
How so?
We would hang out. We would go to
Hang
bars.
out where?
What's
At
that?
clubs at night, you're saying?
Yes, yeah, bars, the whole bit.
Every night?
Just about.
You all work?
Yes, yeah.
You would drink every night that you go?
Well, not necessarily.
Okay. Just
We
wondering.
just enjoyed each other's company.
Okay. And you're suing him for rent, see? Drinking every night, not productive enough to work to make the money to pay your rent.
Yeah.
What were you going to tell me, though?
One time I went to a strip club in Detroit, I think we spent about like $1,500 within an hour.
Wow. Made it rain or made it drizzle? No, 1,500 in 1 hour is making it rain, I suppose. Let me hear from you. You give me some background.
Like he said, I met him through a mutual friend. And when I came home, because I was incarcerated for a while, I came home, met him a year later.
For a while?
Yeah. Like
2 months?
No.
Year?
No.
15 months.
15 years.
Yeah, why do you think he was partying every day? I'll be right there with you, Doc. The 15-year bid, I'll be right there. That's party. Go ahead.
So we used to hang, like I said, we used to hang out every night. Now, he probably didn't drink every night. I drunk every night. You know, we
Didn't
drunk.
get you in trouble, right?
No, I ain't never been
With
in no
the
trouble.
law.
Because he a good person. Like, he don't do drugs. Like, he might drink a little bit, but he don't do drugs. And
Where'd you go to prison for? A violent crime or something?
no, I was fed prison. No.
Federal prison?
Yeah.
Oh, you were selling weight?
Yeah. I got caught at Toledo Airport.
With how many keys?
Threw them.
Yeah, they used to give life for that.
Yeah, but first offense was 10 to life.
All right, and
Like I say, he used to hang out all the time, get drunk, and go places. Like he said, we went to a strip club in Detroit, and I just did the go off. I went in there and called all the girls over, got all the drinks, all the food, and just let it go. At the end of the night, like he said, it was 1,500, it was like 2,500.
all right, sir. Me and Doyle done had 2,500 pop off in one night, and Doyle is highly paid. Only ones I know to pop off 2,500 are guys involved in the illegal trade of some sort or another. Now they cracking cards, so you can't just
I did a lot of gambling.
Can't say it's drugs now. They cracking cards, making almost as much money. You a card cracker?
No. No.
And that's still not as lucrative as cocaine. He laughing because I know it all. He said, how the judge know all this? I know all that. Pound of weed, 1,500 on the street.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Put in that U-Haul or that semi.
Oh, man.
Pay the poor truck driver who's on the road 12 and 15 hours. He definitely need a vacation. So you tell him drive these 500 pounds up to Michigan, and you can get 10,000, and you can take you a vacation, a real vacation, 15-year vacation. Rent and late fees. How does he owe for that?
Back in...
Can't even pay your rent. You are chicken off 2,500.
This was after this. You know what
Go
I'm saying?
ahead. Yeah, I know it's after.
Business got slow.
After you pop off your 2,500, you can't pay your rent.
That was before I moved in.
Go ahead, sir. What happened here?
Back in March, Michael came to me and told me that I needed a place to stay. I had a place that was available, so we moved in March. I'm sorry, in April. And, you know, he has a 1-year lease that we have established here. I don't know if you want
Let's see it, please.
check it out.
Yeah.
Thank you. Sorry.
So you sound like you're hanging around the right crowd. So hopefully that's why you're doing the right thing.
Yeah, I don't do that no more.
How long you been home?
7 years.
Oh, okay, yeah. You're way out of the range of being tempted to go back in. A lot of ex-offenders, they go back to the same influences, same community, hang out with the same people. And if you're selling weight, it's hard to turn down hundreds of thousands of dollars. That's how much these guys make, y'all. These guys selling weight, meaning large amounts. They're making hundreds of thousands. Am I right? I'm talking about you. I'm talking about in the game.
Yeah, you're right.
In the game, they're making hundreds of thousands. So my point being, how can you tell him, go get a job at Myers or Target? It's giving you all a little bit of insight on how they operate at the higher levels of drug distribution. All right, rent and late fees. What about it? You popped off all the money at the club and couldn't pay? What's up with the rent?
Nah, the department came after all that.
All right, what happened? So you tell me how he violated the lease.
Like I said, in April he moved in, and I mean he paid the rent on time. He even paid it early. August came around, and he mentioned to me that he would be late, and I told him it's not a big deal. Just you know, just kind of keep me, you know, up to speed as to, you know, what's going on. So August 5th came around. I have text messages too. August 5th came around, and I reached out to him, and he told me he didn't have it, you know, and
Was
you
he
know,
working?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Then August 10th came around, and he still hadn't had, you know, I still hadn't gotten the rent.
Was he giving you a reason? You was buddy running around with him.
Well, after he moved in, we kind of slowed down on the hanging out.
Okay.
So
Good.
for
That's
whatever
smart.
reason, we just kind of, you know, I generally don't do business with friends
Smart.
and family. So, you
Okay.
know, but just the relationship that we had, I didn't foresee it being an issue. But
Okay.
when he moved in, we stopped hanging out as much.
All right.
And I do have the text messages here if you want to check these.
Yeah, and what months and amounts? You gotta do better than that, sir. Can't sit up here and, You gotta tell me what it's specifically for.
August, the rent was $450. September, the rent's $450 as well. I hadn't received, the payments for either of those months, so
Okay.
they occur late fees. That's where the
How much late fee per month?
$50 per month.
All right.
And like I said,
Okay.
the text messages, he where I reached out to him, and we just kind of.
Sir, what do you say to this?
Yeah, he about right, but what I'm saying is the
You honest guy, go ahead.
yeah, I'm saying I didn't pay August, September, but I made a deposit. Should have took care of August, and I moved out of
Security
September.
deposit?
Yeah, I moved out in September.
That's for damages. That's not for rent.
Ain't no damages at all.
You abandoned the lease, so he didn't have an opportunity to have you do a walkthrough. And then if there is damages, he deducts that from the security deposit and gives you the difference. If there's no damage, then he gives you all of it. Now, he can give it to you and probably gonna sue you and get it back because you owe him. So typically people agree to an offset. But if he hasn't agreed to the offset, you can't take it upon yourself and say, take that security deposit, it's still there. That's enough. No, I want to wait and get the money you owe me for rent. Then I'll look into the security deposit issue because that's a totally different issue. So that's what your belief is, that $450 you had given them in security deposit should be used toward the rent?
Yeah.
How about the other $450?
I didn't pay it.
All right, so you do admit to owing that.
Right.
All right, and the late fees. And what is the status of his security deposit?
I still have it. Upon him moving out, or how I found out he moved out, I was just riding by checking on a place. The grass was kind of high and the whole bit, and the neighbor across the street came over to me and told me that I just missed him, that he had moved out and everything. So, at that point.
You had that cane that day, doctor. You was running in. We say you just missed him. Say you had just missed him. Go ahead.
So as far as the deposit, I had to do some landscaping. I had to do a clean out, and I had to change the locks
Did you give him a list of those things?
I did not know. We hadn't communicated.
So what is your intention? To keep the deposit and to get the delinquent rent?
Correct.
Why wouldn't you believe you owe him his security deposit minus the damage? Well, you do. So I'm going to grant you your judgment today, and you should pay him the difference between the damage that he caused, and then you give him the balance. I'll grant you your judgment today for $1,000. If you don't get him his money back, then you can come back and you can have him on that side. All right?
Okay.
But it sounds like he's going to take something out of that, and he probably should. I'm sure there's some type of damage. Where you had them girls over there jumping on and off the table. Judgment for the plaintiff, give him his security, the difference between his damages, and show it to him in writing. That's what's required of a landlord. Have a good day, gentlemen.
No, I think the judge was fair. I'll assess the damages and the amounts, and I'll act accordingly.
Yeah, it's fair. We ain't gonna fall out over nothing small, you know. Assess the damages. You don't even have to give it back. We go out and have a beer. Told you I still like to party. It's all right with me.